Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition, aka your friendly neighbourhood spoiler man, and with Spider-Man Far From Home now making its way across the web after its release digitally in the US this week, I thought I'd go through the film with a fine-tooth comb and point out all of the times that Mysterio was in the background of a scene. If you checked out my Every Time Pennywise was hidden in the background of a scene, you'll know I pointed out the appearance of Mysterio in that as a little bit of trivia, and after rewatching the movie I noticed the character, or rather his group, a couple more times throughout. I was putting together this video and then the worst thing in the world happened. New Rockstars dropped one and all my work was undone. So just to make sure you get an extra bang for your buck, I'm going to be explaining all of the times that we had clues that everything was also an illusion. There will be heavy spoilers here, so if you haven't had a chance to check out the movie yet, then I highly suggest that you turn off now if the title and introduction hasn't already ruined everything. Look, it's the Heavy Spoilers Show, what are you expecting? Anyway, huge thank you for clicking this video. Now let's get into my breakdown of every time that Mysterio was hidden in the background of a scene. Okay, so first things first, in Far From Home, Mysterio is revealed to be a group, or rather gang, of disgruntled Stark employees that at some point or another had their hard work and inventions cast aside because of Tony Stark's ego. The group are all experts in their fields and all come together as one to make a cohesive unit that can perfectly portray illusions. There are storytellers, market researchers, cold callers I'm guessing, scientists and actors that all help to flesh out the illusions of Mysterio in order to make them feel more believable. The first big appearance of Jake Gyllenhaal actually comes way before he meets Spider-Man in the underground lair, at about the 18-minute and 15-second mark, right before Peter goes to buy the Black Dahlia necklace for MJ. Whilst the shot is solely focused on Peter, in the background to the left-hand side we can in fact see Mysterio standing there watching him. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment that shows that the villain was always in the area planning for the water elemental attack, and he's not alone. Throughout the scene, a couple more of the group, including Gutterman, walks behind MJ and Peter as they stroll along the canal. We later see in the movie that Gutterman is the storyteller of the group that writes the narrative and events of things that happen, and hopefully Sony are getting this guy right now to work on Spider-Man 3, because yeah, I don't really have much faith. Don't at me. Anyway, there's also an image of a blonde woman that looks rather distinctive, and we see her pop up later in the movie as part of Team Mysterio, so it seems like she's also checking things out. Now, I've seen people say that this means that they were stalking Peter the entire time, and I've kind of went back and forth on it quite a bit. There's actually two ways of looking at these appearances. Either they knew that Peter was there and selected Venice as a place to pull off the attacks so that they could get the Edith glasses, which is the camp that I'm currently in, or they didn't know that the character was there and were carrying out the attack anyway, and he just happened to stumble across it. Now let me know what you think in the comments below, but there's also several points in the film in which we can see that everything is all an illusion. The first one comes during the water attack, in which Peter is punched full force by Hydro Man, but if you slow down the footage and look really closely, you'll notice that when Peter is first hit and also a section of the bridge gets destroyed, it doesn't actually get wet. It just explodes a bit, and then the water from the canal rising up comes, and that's what soaks everything rather than the blast from the punch. Interesting, right? Well, there's also another subtle hint that Mysterio isn't everything that he says he is when Peter's on the roof after being completely shut down by Nick Fury, aka Talos. During the scene, Mysterio flies in front of him to talk to him, but in hindsight we know that he can't fly and this isn't actually the character. So how does he end up sat next to Peter when the two go to talk? Well, as Peter talks, you will notice that the camera pans from a doorway behind him, which also mimics someone walking from the back to sit next to Peter, and then Mysterio joins him. So I believe that Mysterio was hidden at this point, then snuck behind him from a doorway and sat on the ledge, which is where the two illusions came together, allowing him to sit down. Another big hint that everything is all an illusion comes when Peter is fighting the fire elemental, and Nick Fury and Maria Hill arrive at the scene in their jeeps. During the attack, there's a brief moment where one of Mysterio's hand laser beam Doctor Strange thingies hits the car, but instead of causing it to explode or be melted, all we see are bullet holes in the windshield. This clearly comes from a drone and is in fact them just firing at the car in order to make it stop. It's a nice little hint early on that really is a blink and you'll miss it moment that showcases just how much of an illusion everything was. We also see Peter land on a car which is badly busted up, and this is actually the one that he and Mysterio disguised as Nick Fury arrived in, which explains why the seatbelt didn't work. In addition to this, Nick Fury also refers to Earth as your world when talking to Peter, and we hear him and Maria Hill discussing Creed during one of their conversations, which lets you know that they too may not be what they seem. Nick also hates the thought of Captain Marvel being brought up, so yeah, he's a Skrull. The clues were all there! Overall, it laces the film with a lot more to it and shows just how smart Marvel really are when it comes to making movies. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these reveals, and if there's anything that I missed, then make sure you leave it in the comment section below. If you want to see my breakdown of every time that Pennywise was in the background of a scene of It Chapter 1 and 2, then make sure you check out that video after this. I'll link it at the end, so all you have to do is click it, sit back and relax. If you want to come talk to me about movies, TV shows, games and comic books, then you can follow me on Twitter at DefinitionYT. It's the best way to get in touch with me and is the perfect place to suggest new videos and content, so hopefully I see you over there after this. Also, just want to let you know that we're giving away a free copy of Spider-Man Far From Home on Blu-ray, and all you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is to like this video, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts on these appearances in the comment section below. The winner will be chosen at random on October the 15th and the Blu-ray will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.